Google is in the process of making one of the biggest changes to search ads that we've ever seen, and hardly anyone is talking about it. Because right now, ads are being rolled out inside AI Overviews, Google's AI-generated responses to search. This is a massive shift in how and when your Google search ads are shown. So in this video, I'm going to go through exactly what's changing, show you some real-world examples, and explain what this means for your Google ad campaigns and your results. Let's get into it. Now, I'm sure you're already familiar with what Google's AI overviews are. We've seen them become more and more prevalent, haven't we, when you are searching, to the point where I'd say the vast majority of the time when I'm searching for something on Google, I am going to see an AI overview alongside obviously organic search results. And you can see what Google's AI overviews are in the example in case you're not familiar with what we're talking about. And we knew that Google was going to put ads within these AI overviews. There's no way they were going to give up on that insanely profitable revenue stream, which is monetizing search intent by just giving people the answers they're looking for within the AI overviews and not monetizing any of that, not providing options for people to click through. And that's how Google generates the vast majority of its revenue, is through its advertising, and it's one of the most valuable companies in the world. So they were obviously going to put ads within AI overviews, and we're now at the stage where this is being rolled out more broadly. Google has actually been testing ads within AI overviews for quite a while. Google regularly does this, where they'll test something for quite a long time on a small scale in specific locations, make sure it works, make sure it doesn't have too much of a negative user experience, and then once it's shown to be viable, roll it out more broadly, and that's where we're at right now. So this is likely to have an enormous impact for us Google advertisers, particularly those that potentially have seen the traffic from their search ads drop off as more people have been using the AI overviews or using an AI-based search experience and less likely to click through to a website to find answers, to find things that they are looking for. Now, if we're going to see ads become very common within these AI overviews, there's a massive potential opportunity for lots of intent-based traffic, as search has always been, which we know is extremely valuable, the most valuable type of traffic you can acquire online. So yeah, very exciting news. This is about to become rolled out more broadly and be a really big deal for a lot of us Google advertisers. So there are things about ads in AI overviews that I think you need to know about, and I've got Google support doc up about this. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but I'll highlight some key stuff that I think would be really useful to know. So just this first line, I think, before you begin, is interesting. Ads are eligible to be shown above, below, or within AI overviews on search. So it's not just embedded within, we can see them above or below. That's important to know. Like I said, I'm going to skip various parts here. But this ads in AI overview section, I think, is really important, okay? So we've got ads in AI overviews are currently available in English in the US on mobile and desktop devices, and will expand to select English-speaking countries soon. So like I said, we've come from a place of just being available in one geography. For example, I haven't seen them using them. I've done it in research and things like that, using them on my devices here in the UK. It's just been in the US, and it's only been in English, and it's going to be rolled out first to English-speaking countries, and then it'll be to other languages. We can see it says up here that AI overviews are within 200 plus markets. So I think it's fairly safe to assume that wherever AI overviews are available, ads within AI overviews will become available at some point in the near future. And whilst you might think, okay, well, I'm in the US, but I haven't really seen any of these. Okay, they're available within this location when you're using English, but they've still been tested on a relatively small scale. There are many, many more applications and uses and scenarios where ads within AI overviews will be shown in the US in English going forward. So it's still been tested on a small scale. Okay, so when do they appear? Like, what are the criteria? So both the user query as well as the content of the AI overview are considered when serving these ads. So they're just basically saying, we're going to try and make them really relevant here. Just like has been going on with search for a very long time. They want to make sure that ads are put in front of people where it makes sense, where there's relevance between their search and the ad, in this case between the search, the AI overview, and the ad. It's like an extra layer. So currently you can see campaign types. So text and shopping ads from existing search, shopping, and performance max campaigns are eligible to show within the AI overview. So those are the options. Text-based ads, so your responsive search ads, shopping-based ads within search, shopping, and performance max. Maybe that'll get rolled out, but I think those are the campaign types that make the most sense, and those are the ad types that make the most sense. That's how search, traditional search, is monetized. It's mostly monetized through search campaigns. That's how you get people to click based on what they're searching for, the keywords that you target. Shopping and performance max, which includes obviously elements of search and shopping. Okay. Currently, you don't show ads in AI overviews for sensitive verticals. Unsurprising. That may well change at some point, but yeah, that's very common with particularly new features. Then we've got this benefits of ads in AI overview section. I think it's fairly self-explanatory. Would you want your ad to appear to someone who is searching for something that is closely related to your product and service, whether it's for informational purposes, and you might be able to say, oh, here's the answer, and by the way, would you be interested in our product or service? Or just direct looking for, various products and services? Absolutely. We know that search intent is tremendously valuable, and doing it within an AI overview is putting an ad in front of your potential customer at the same stage. It might be in a slightly different format, but at the same stage of their buying journey. So it says here, look, shorten the path from discovery decision. With ads in AI overviews, place your business into responses that are growing user satisfaction and engagement as consumers find information in faster and easier ways. So what it's basically saying is, look, because AI overviews provide people with an easier, quicker answer to their query, if we put an ad in there and we make that relevant to the AI overview, we're likely to see search to transaction to conversion happen faster than how it happened previously. And we probably all had this experience where you've been looking for an answer, before AI overviews came in potentially. You've been looking for an answer on Google and you click on a link and no, that's not quite right. You go back out to Google, search something different. No, that's not quite right. Takes a little while, a few back and forth. Eventually you find somewhere and maybe you purchase something on the back of it, maybe you don't. This is going to be a more streamlined process, and we know that it's very clear within digital marketing world. If you make a more streamlined process, if you give people answers faster, they are more likely to then go on to take the action that you want to convert. It's talking about here, within the ads in AI overviews, be the clear next step. So match your ad against both the user's query and AI overview context to position your business as their immediate next step. I mean, that's kind of talked about in when they're going to put an ad within an AI overview in the first place, but a bit of best practice there. We'll talk more about that in a second. And it says here, connect in new moments of untapped intent, which I think is an interesting wording. So just to give a bit more context, AI overviews decode complex user needs and emerging questions, enabling your ads to meet customers in these previously inaccessible moments of high relevance. And I think that's absolutely true. As Google's AI systems for answering questions becomes more sophisticated, Google will be able to predict potential consumer purchasing behavior, whether that's becoming a lead, making a purchase, earlier and more accurately. Therefore determining, yes, now is actually a good time to put an ad in front of someone that may not have seen an ad under the traditional search approach where they just didn't match up with the keywords or Google's system wasn't as sophisticated. So adding this layer of basically intelligence to not only the answer, but therefore the ad delivery system, likely to help us advertisers get better results, put ads in front of people when they're more likely to lead to a conversion. When you combine that with smart bidding strategies, that could definitely be a winner. I expect this to be a really big deal for Google advertisers going forward. And then this next section, how ads in AI overviews work, is a bit of a summary really of some of the stuff we've already described. But it says here, it's talking about when AI overviews trigger in the first place. So it triggers on queries which are generally no one right answer queries, like complex queries or queries where it may be helpful to get information from a range of web pages. I actually say that I'm seeing AI overviews, yes, in those scenarios, but also more and more often in scenarios where it's pretty simple what the answer is, but still AI overviews are being presented and they are certainly useful. And then this goes on to talk about, the ads need to match the AI overview and the query, which we already know about. But in this section here, what I think is most useful is this example, okay? So we've got an example here. So when a user searches for, why is my pool green and how do I clean it? They may view an AI overview with suggestions to test your pool water or clean the pool by removing debris or vacuum. While this user query may not be directly commercial, so it doesn't seem necessarily like they're looking for a company to come clean them or a product to come sort the pool out, our understanding of the user query plus content in the AI overview helps us detect that there could be commercial intent in this user journey and serve relevant ads from our search and shopping ads inventory for pool vacuum cleaners to help the user take the next step themselves. These are new opportunities for advertisers to connect with users in their journeys of discovery on search. It could be pool vacuum cleaners in, say, a shopping ad for a product. It could also be a company that will come around and clean the pool for them, more service-based here. So you can see how that would work, right? That search wouldn't necessarily have triggered, if it was a traditional search, an ad to be shown, because it sounds very much DIY-based, doesn't it? Like, I'm not necessarily going to be interested in working with a company or buying something, like I want a quick and easy solution. But through the AI overview interaction, Google can detect, might be an opportunity for a sale here, might be an opportunity for a conversion for a lead-based company. And if that's something that you help with and you serve, could be really valuable. Obviously, we've had similar process going on with traditional search ads, but I think the AI overview layer makes it more important. And just quite simply, we needed a way of putting ads within AI overviews because many of us advertisers have experienced that lower search traffic because people are simply looking at the AI overview and not clicking through on links, sponsored, organic, or otherwise, which We obviously need to then be able to get the traffic to convert it and fulfill the things that we're looking to do with our Google Ad campaigns. Okay, so the next part is really important, but first I want to quickly let you know about my Google Ads mentorship program, where we give you all the support you need to get the best possible results with your Google Ad campaigns, including exclusive educational material, unlimited one-to-one support. You can literally ask us a question as many times as you want, anything that comes up, and we can get back to you with an answer. Daily live calls and Q&As with both me and my expert team members. If that sounds interesting, there is a link in the description below. You can click on that, come through to the page on our website and book in a free call with us. So go ahead and do so, and hopefully we get a chance to work together directly very soon. Okay, so we've got best practices for ads in AI overviews. And I would say we certainly want our ads to appear within AI overviews if possible. So we want to construct our campaigns and meet the criteria that Google wants to make that more likely, okay? So we've got here, AI overviews trigger on complex answer-seeking queries, and advertisers are less likely to be targeting such keywords. We've already discussed that. Ads in AI overviews are matched to our understanding of the user intent based on not just the user query, but also the content of the AI overview. Again, we've already described that. But this is the important part that's relevant for these best practices. This is why Google requires AI-powered targeting solutions like broad match on search, so broad match keywords, or the keywordless targeting technology available through AI Max for search campaigns. So basically saying, look, if you try and narrow things down on your targeting, you don't use AI Max, or you just use exact match, phrase match, and you're trying to be really specific with the traffic you grab, your ads are far less likely to appear within AI overviews, and you could be missing out on a lot of high quality search intent traffic that might be likely to convert. Okay, so where did we get to? We just said through AI Max for search campaigns. Oh, and then it's the other campaign types, performance max shopping campaigns. We've already described that, okay? So additionally, it's recommended that you prioritize Google's AI-powered solutions like smart bidding, along with investing in high-quality creative on your websites. Something I would absolutely recommend you do anyway. But you can absolutely see how, in order for this to work, you're going to be needing a smart bidding strategy. Smart bidding being maximize conversions value, as opposed to trying to do manual bidding to have control over how much you pay to, put your ads in front of certain keywords and things like that, for example. But it's something I'd recommend anyway, and I've got videos on bidding strategies if you want more info. Okay, let me read the next bit quickly. So we've got, for example, broad match or keywordless targeting enables you to be comprehensive in your keyword coverage and show up on those new varied searches. That is something that we are absolutely seeing with user search behavior is changing. People realize that the platform that you're searching on is more sophisticated, therefore you can ask for more information. You can give it a more complex search and get a relevant, accurate answer back out. So of course, people are going to do that. And that means that when it comes to your targeting of certain keywords, it becomes much more difficult to do that on, say, an exact match basis with just short keywords that people are searching for less and less, right? So this combined with smart bidding ensures that ads serve for the most relevant queries in a way that aligns to your performance goals. Right? It's so important to get your bidding set up in the first place and make sure that your tracking's accurate so that you can accurately track conversions. Google knows what you want, they know how to optimize it for you, and they can go out and get it done. This next part is about shopping ads specifically, and it's all stuff I'd recommend you do within shopping ads, so I'm not going to go through it. Things like making sure that your product feeds are up to date. Like, of course, that makes total sense anyway. So in a second, I'm going to show you some real world examples, but first I want to quickly let you know about Hyros. Hyros is fantastic tracking and attribution software and can really help you improve your Google Ad results. It's a software that all the big players in the industry use, including myself. I use it to track results for my own ads across multiple platforms, including Google Ads, and all my organic results as well, which is super helpful. So if someone, for example, comes through and books a call for our done for you services, I can see exactly where that person came from. This is particularly important if you're running ads across multiple channels or generating customers organically as well. Without accurate data, you are flying blind, and knowledge is power. So let me show you how important this is. So I'm here in my Hyros dashboard. I'm going to take a look at the data and the results that Hyros has been able to track and compare those to what I'm seeing within my Google Ad account for the same campaign. So this is a Google Ad campaign that we've been running. We're only looking at data for a few days here, but it really demonstrates what's going on. So you can see Hyros has registered 6 leads generated, a cost per lead of just over £15, 75 clicks. It's just a branded search campaign, hence why the CTR is 30%. So not a huge amount going on, but representative, right? So that's the data we can see within Hyros. If I jump over to my Google Ad account, we look at the exact same campaign, same time frame. We've got May 21st to 27th. You can see a lot of the data matches up, right? We've got 75 clicks, 30% CTR just like before. But if we scroll over, you can see that Google has only registered 3 conversions as opposed to the 6. So it's registered half the number of conversions. And I can tell you, looking at the back-end data, that the 6 from Hyros is the accurate number. And that's why this is so important, because we might look at the Google Ads data and come to the wrong conclusion, think this isn't profitable, turn stuff off when we shouldn't, but we can verify it with the high-res data and make much better, more informed decisions and end up with better overall ad results because of it. So if you want to improve the performance of your Google ad campaigns and be able to see exactly where your leads and sales are coming from, go ahead and sign up to HighROS. There is a link in the video description. So I'll get to those example ads in a second. First, there's a few things in FAQs I want to highlight. So the first question is, what are the performance insights from ads in AI overviews? Basically saying, Google, how are these things performing? Are they doing well? Well, unfortunately, Google just kind of gives us some fluff around people are finding them useful, not really any info for advertisers, no concrete data to report in terms of performance. But I think we can safely say, given what we know about Google ads, that like ads within AI overviews are going to be a big deal. And I would expect that to represent a larger and larger share of your overall Google ads budget, particularly of your Google search ads budget or Google shopping ads budget. So yeah, we don't know yet, basically, is what I want to quickly highlight there, but we will find out very, very soon. Can I target ads only to serve within the overviews, and can I specifically do that? No, not yet. Might become a thing in the future. We will see. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, but not right now. So you can't just say, I only want my ads to appear in AI overviews. Can I opt out of serving ads in AI overviews? No. So just the same. It's kind of like Google Maps ads, similar sort of situation. Once you've set things up to appear in Maps ads, you can't sort of specifically opt out of it, and you also can't say, I only want my ads to appear as part of Google Maps. And then we've got, will I get segmented reporting when my ads serve within AI overviews? Google currently doesn't offer that, but I think it's likely to come. So we'll be able to see the breakdown of, okay, what are my results when it's sort of a regular search ad versus what are my results when an ad is within an AI overview? Because that'll be really useful data, particularly if in the future we then see the ability to specifically go after AI overview ads only, exclude them. You could, once we've got reporting segmentation, you can see the data and make a concrete decision about that based on what you see. Okay, let's go ahead and look at some examples. So both of these examples I've gotten from search engine data. Like I say, they haven't been available, these ads within AI overviews in the UK yet, so it's quite difficult for me to naturally trigger one to appear. So I've grabbed these from Search Engine Land, a fantastic resource if you're interested in PPC and Google advertising anyway. And they've got some screenshots and some stuff here. So we can see here that the search here on desktop was best bed sheets by size compared. And then we've got this AI overview information with, measure your mattress, consider your sleep style, sort of thing you'd be familiar with. And then we've got some shopping ads there integrated within that AI overview, which is very interesting. And here we've got a mobile version. We can't see the search, but it's obviously about stain remover and that sort of thing. And again, we've got these shopping ads, and you can see underneath it, we've got generative AI as experimental. So they're still very clearly delineating that these are sponsored in both scenarios. So it's letting users know, like, yes, this may be within, or in this case, just beneath, kind of both actually, within the AI overview, but these are sponsored search results, in this case, shopping ads. Like I said, I think we're going to be seeing these a lot more, and that's obviously going to impact us Google advertisers a lot more too. Now, it's really difficult to predict how fast this change or this rollout is going to take place. How quickly are we going to see ads in most AI overviews, for example? Because I think that's likely where we will end up. If you think about the pace of change that's occurred with AI overviews themselves, they weren't a thing not that long ago, and now they're everywhere. Most Google searches are going to pop up with an AI overview. I think this is likely to be really fast. So good to be aware of it now. Good to think about your campaigns and do they meet the criteria? Like, are your search campaigns using Broad Match or AI Max to be able to take advantage of this? Are you using shopping campaigns? If not, maybe you want to be. Or probably one of the easiest ones, and something that a lot of Google advertisers want to jump on, are you using Performance Max campaigns? We are seeing fantastic results with Performance Max campaigns right now, and actually done a full new updated tutorial on exactly how to create a Performance Max campaign, going through the entire process that you can go ahead and check out here. And I see that a lot of Google advertisers have heard about Performance Max, maybe they've given it a go, but they didn't set it up right. And I think they're missing out big time, because if you know how to set it up properly, it could be an absolute game changer for your Google ad results. So if you haven't already, go ahead and give this a watch.